Hello, this is Rutu, the host for today. Welcome to the podcast of Heritage Heart Hospitality, a talk with Miss Soni Mahanti. All right, she is basically the director and the co-founder of a beautiful property in the heart of Bhubaneswar, which is Hotel Arya Palace. She has a keen of charity and she loves the culture of Orissa. Welcome, Miss Soni Mahanti.
Hi, thank you very much, Ritu, for having me on the show. I'm really excited to be in the show and speak about Odisha and also Hotel Arya Palace today. Thank you.
Well, let's start by knowing more about you. Can you tell us a little about your journey?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Obviously, I was born here, I was raised in Odisha, then I moved out for my education to UK, London, settled there for a good 11 years. I worked in several multinational companies in telecom as well, in IT. Then I moved to Singapore. I continued my journey in enterprises. Then I, sort of joined the crypto space when it was really hot in Singapore. And now I've got a very fulfilling full-time career in the Web3 space, and I'm loving the space and very excited about it.
Oh, great. Well, I would like to know that you help a lot of people through charity. I mean, what motivates you?
Of course, the thing is, once you are born in a place like Odisha, I'm talking about like, obviously I'm going to give away my age. When during that time, for me to move out of Odisha and experience a country like London, like UK, so it was a big, huge difference. It was a big dream for anyone from Odisha to be, going overseas and making a sort of career for themselves, making a mark for themselves, having their own identity. Then I realized through my career, as my career progressed, I realized, there's a lot of things I can give back to my state, give back to my country. So hence I started obviously helping people different ways, like especially in education sector, especially empowering the women, in education sector. So there are different initiatives that I've done, and I keep on doing it in my own way. I'm not going to quote any organizations that I'm tied up with right now, but yeah, I do help. I do help in my own way, a little help that will bring a big difference to my state.
Well, I just came to know that you worked with a lot of groups. I mean, why did you choose that? Groups, as in, like, for the charity, for the culture progress, and many things. So, why did you choose that?
Yes. So basically, see, Rutu, you have to understand when you reach a stage that you realize that you've got sufficient amount of money, which is very key and essential for this world for anyone, and and the time also, right? You have to give back to the society that you came from. You have to give back to your state that you were born and raised. Obviously, I know because since I was growing up in Bhubaneswar, actually, I could see there were a lot of challenges, especially for a talent to go out of Odisha, go out of India, and sort of create a niche for themselves. Hence, I decided to collaborate with groups, the non for profit groups. There's a lot of societies which are formed by ODIs who are living overseas, outside of India, outside of Odisha, Singapore, UK. So I started with them, and we decided to do something for our state, right? To give back. Now you're in a position to give back to the place that you belong to. So hence, I have tied up with many non sort of profit making organizations, both in Singapore and UK, for this good cause.
All right. I mean, okay, that's great. Well, you talk a lot about Odisha. I mean, before the podcast, also we were talking about it, and you literally said many things about Odisha and the culture. What makes it so special? Why do
Well,
you talk about Odisha more? I mean, living in Singapore, like working for the other corporates, and still you talk about Odisha a lot. Why?
so say okay. Before I answer that question, I'll probably like a little take a step back. I am the director and the co-owner of Hotel Arya Palace. Obviously, we're having this podcast interview here in the venue, and the reason I'm having this podcast here is because I want to highlight to my fellow friends, my network outside of India and outside of Odisha, like how beautiful this place is. This place is probably not commercialized as much as other places in India. But there are so many things in Odisha that people do not know of. Sometimes when I talk to my colleagues outside, they just tell me, "Are you from West Bengal or are you from Bangladesh?" I say, "Nana, I'm not from West Bengal. I'm not from Bangladesh. But from a very beautiful coastal state called Odisha, and you should Google and find things about that." And they just said that, okay, we haven't heard about it. So that's why it really strikes me. It really strikes me hard. Like, people do not know my hometown that much. So the whole idea of me coming and doing this podcast with you, Rutu, is the whole idea to spread that awareness about Odisha, Odia culture, the food. I see a lot of bloggers now, influencers from Odisha. They're promoting the Odia culture. I would also like to collaborate with likes of yourself and those to promote Odisha. It's because the awareness is not there. And being a Odia, being born and raised here, I would love to do that for my state.
Great. Do you come here often?
Oh, very often. Actually, before I was living in the UK, it was difficult. It was like a probably 10 hours flight. But now from Singapore, I think Singapore and Odisha have done so well. They've launched a direct flight from Singapore to Odisha and vice versa. It takes like 4 hours direct flights. So because of that, a convenience that we have right now, I travel very often.
Great, great, great to hear that. So, as we were talking about Hotel Arya Palace, so now let's talk about it. Like, how did it all begin? Like, how you place this Hotel Arya Palace, how it actually began, how you started the business in the hospitality industry. And I know that you are a part of a Harrow, also the Harrow Group too. So, I would like to understand about that more.
All right, so that's a question from my father. Basically, it was my father's dream. When he started his career, like he didn't started from hotel business, but he always had a dream of owning hotels and group of hotels. Like when I was very young, I used to hear all these stories. I never sort of thought it's going to be reality because back in those days, having a hotel, owning a hotel was a dream for a middle class family like us. But he never stopped dreaming about it. He has this vision, no, one day I'm going to have my own hotel. So he started building this from scratch up, right? By buying properties and lands. Especially, you need a land at a very strategic location. This place, the Hutlare Palace, is is one of the best strategic location in Odisha. Very close to the airport, very close to the railway station. So he had the vision, right? He had the vision, and he had multiple other businesses. He gathered that. Sort of funds, and he started this initiative, which is Hotel Arya Palace. That's his brainchild, that's his baby. And obviously, once it started giving fruits, like we came into the picture, and obviously, I, being his daughter, I sort of aligned with his vision. I knew that hospitality is a big industry in this part of the world. A lot of people travel to Odisha, and a lot of people travel to Odisha not only for tourism but also for business, right? Since this is very strategically located in the heart of the city, very close to the airport and railway, the people from the corporate world can easily walk in and out anytime they wish to. Hence, my vision, his vision, and my vision aligned, and today here we are.
All
Okay.
right. So I was like listening to all the things. So I would just like to understand what was the main goal to be in the hospitality industry.
Well, I would say there is no such agenda or goal in mind, but thing is, it was a dream. As I said, it was a dream that my father dreamt of, right? He dreamt of. Like some people have dreams, like someone wants to be an actress, someone wants to be an architect, someone wants to be a pilot, right? So he dreamt of having a hotel because I think probably one of his cousin brothers owns a hotel in Bombay. Probably he has seen that. Like he's seen like, oh, this industry is quite buzzing. You meet so many people from different walks of life, like every day, right? And this place is the meeting point of the melting point of all people coming together. So that dream, obviously, he brought together and gave it to us, passed on to his children. So when I realized, his vision, then I started researching on this space, and I thought, oh my God, this is amazing. Now I travel across the world on attending various conferences, and you see all these conferences are hosted in different hotels, right? So hotels are a core of everything, a part of the society now. You want to meet people, you want to have relaxing time. That's where you go into a hot hotel, right? So that's why our dreams sort of aligned, and here we are today.
Perfect, perfect. So after this, we would definitely talk about the guest experience. I mean, so what do guests say when they actually visit to your properties? What are the feedbacks?
Well, I think this is a very tricky question. I cannot speak on behalf of the guests. I would really want the guests to speak for themselves. But based on the reviews that we got and the feedback that I've received, obviously there are some good feedback, there are some bad feedback. So we've taken the bad feedback into account. We have tried to work on that. For instance, if somebody complains about, for instance, the food, if somebody complains about the facilities within the room, we take that very seriously. We take those feedback and we work on that. And perhaps next time when the customer or the guest is in the hotel, he probably gives us a 5 star. So that's how it works. I cannot obviously speak on behalf of the customers, but this is the feedback that we've gotten, and we always work on the feedback.
All right. If let's say an example that the guest is in here and the person is not actually happy with the services, I mean, how your team and as usual how do you handle those?
So as you said, team, right? So when a guest is obviously coming to this hotel, he's obviously booked a room. He's using the services. Services could be the facilities like the bed, the toilet, and everything else that is inside the room. He also has access to restaurant, right? So basically, it depends on what he really likes or he doesn't like. For example, we have room services, like he can order food to his room directly, and our breakfast is complimentary, right? Or he can go down to the restaurant and have his nice meal and dinner. So basically, if he has a issue or a complaint in a particular department, it could be a restaurant, it could be housekeeping, then we always sort of get the lead, the head of the department, for example housekeeping involved, right? So if he finds the room very unclean, then obviously the complaint directly goes to the head of the housekeeping, and he or she is accountable for her job. And obviously, we have to make sure, we have to keep our customers happy, because this is a hospitality industry. You are giving a service to keep your customers happy, and we really take that very seriously.
Great, great. That's a good service then. But I would actually like to question that do you actually, I mean, personally, do you talk to your guests and the staff like whenever they need or they are asking for something else related to the hotel? So do you get that conversation done or do you come to Bhubaneswar and make a meeting or something like that?
Yeah, of course, that's a very good question, and it's a very good point. Actually, whenever I come here, and when people or the guests and the customers, they come to know that I actually a part of I'm the director and the co-owner of this hotel. They just immediately come to me saying, "Oh my God, we really like the experience we had in this hotel." Or some of them also come to me saying, "Okay, we have been waiting since morning. We haven't got a room." Whatever it is, it's a good experience, a bad experience. I'm happy to approach. I'm very approachable. I'm happy to discuss this openly with these people who are a part of the Hotel Arya Palace family. I call them a part of the family because there are customers, there are guests who come back so often that they become family sort of thing. So I wouldn't want to lose out on that family, right? So I would love to be like give my personal time to them, and sort of whatever it is, happy to discuss and resolve that.
Great, great. So what do you have next for the hotel? So, what are your plans for the future regarding Hotel Arya Palace, or you are coming up with new hotels? What's the plan?
Oh, okay, that's a very good question. I don't know if I can answer that all of that right now. So a lot of things are actually in the works. There's a lot of things in the roadmap actually. We're upgrading many things within Hotel Arya Palace. I have a vision too, which I can't sort of disclose right now, maybe 10 years down the line, when probably I'll be back in Bhubaneswar for good, who knows. I have a vision as well. So again, that's my dream. Whenever I'm able to fulfill that, probably people are going to see that for yourself. But yes, currently we're upgrading rooms, we're upgrading services at Hotel Arya Palace based on the feedback that we've received from the customers. So that's about Arya Palace. We also have a project coming up soon in a different part of Bhubaneswar called Patapada. It's called Hotel Arya Pride. So it's actually in the very early stages. So yeah, that's another project which is a much bigger plot, much bigger size, and yeah, it's going to be another project from the same group of Hotel Arya Prava. So yeah, a lot of things are in the pipeline. I'm very excited, and hopefully, 10 years or 5 years down the line, who knows? 5 to 10 years down the line, I'll be sitting here talking to you guys in person every day, day in and day out. Yes.
All right. I mean, really, that sounds really interesting, and that's a great plan. All right. And definitely, we are looking forward to it. Thank you, Ms. Soni, for your story and your hotel journey. It was insightful. And we are looking forward to many other things which are coming up right now, which you told me about the property which is coming up. All right. So, yeah, Ms. Soni, would you like to say something right now?
Of course, of course. Thank you, Ritu, for your time. To be honest, I mean, this is the first time I'm having a podcast. I feel so great. I should have it like before. I realized, but anyways, it's never too late. Thank you, Ritu, for your time, for your interesting questions, and I love this time we spent with you. And I look forward to have another podcast with you soon when I'm back in Bhubaneswar next time. All right?
Sure, definitely. All right. So I do have a thing for the listener who are actually looking at this podcast. So this is a beautiful hotel which is called Hotel Arya Palace, which is in the heart of Bhubaneswar. So kindly visit, because here the food, the rooms, the staff and everyone are very good at heart. And please kindly visit and do review on the Google page of theirs, which is called Hotel Arya Palace. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Sophie.
Thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Jagannath.
Good morning.
How are you, sir?
Great.
Oh, great to hear that. So, Mr. Jagannath, after visiting this property, I would like to understand about the Hotel Arya Palace more and about your journey as well.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, myself, Jagannath Das. I am working as a general manager of this hotel since 9 years. Where the basic things is it is a 3-star property. Where most motto is that guest satisfaction and guest compatibility, and the ambience, hotel ambience is very good. It is basically for corporate parties, corporate events, and also it is the heart of the city of this hotel.
Correct.
The near about railway and also
The airport.
airport.
Right.
This is the main fact that it is comfortable to near the city, and also it is a basic attraction of this hotel. Hotel amenities.
Great to know about all the details and the insights. So, I would like to understand that if the client is visiting, I mean the guest is visiting to the property, and if they want to travel nearby places like Konark, Puri or any other area, so do you provide taxi services
Yes, of
or
course.
cabs?
Yes, of course.
And is there any other things which you provide?
We have public cabs also for group hotel, for group bookings. We providing the buses, taxi also.
Okay, great. All right, sir. So I would like to understand. I mean, I have asked the same question to the owner as well of Hotel Arya Palace, which is Miss Soni Mohanty. I would like to understand, how do you tackle those guests who are unsatisfied with your services or not happy with the staff? So how do you manage that?
It is many things. That's I can tackle all the major issues. It is our we have all experienced staffs in this hotel.
Okay.
So what is the problem? We first we sort out, then we solve it comfortably.
All right.
Okay.
So you mean to say that you actually rectify the thing then and there within the 5 to 10 minutes?
Yeah, within 5 minutes.
Oh, great to hear that. So I'm happy that I visited Hotel Arya Palace and I love the services, sir. Thank you so much
Thank you, sir.
for coming for this short video, and thanks for enlightening us with your services.
Thank you,
because we
thank you,
loved it.
thank you.